meeting right now. So we're gonna do a live real quick because I wanted to talk to you guys this morning. I just having a time getting up this morning, so I finally got my walk in and about to start my day, which is work, all the things, work meetings and stuff like that. But let's talk about economic shift and all the things, and make sure that you are doing what you can to prepare. And we're not going to talk a lot about preparing, but we're going to talk more about mirrors because that is part of the preparation that people are not discussing right now, and so forth. So if you want to stay tuned for this talk, then stay tuned. If not, I bid you good day. Hope you have a good one. Y'all can see the water. Let's see the water. I like to get out of nature for sure every day. Let me take this out of my mouth because I don't want to be smacking on the live, right? Okay, so economic shift. So, guys, we're about to experience a heavy economic shift, especially in the U.S., just because we're in late stage capitalism, 250-year anniversary. It's just a lot of different things that are happening that are, everything really has to shift. Civilizations only go about 250 years and then there's a big shift. And so, literally, that's what you're in. You're in a really time of it all. And then, yes, it's different characters, different players, like the current administration, the people you see, leaders, this and other. Everybody's is have different um, pathways during this shift. That's what I can say. But this shift was always going to come at this time. Okay, this was not anything that some one person did or two people did or three people did. This is just the timing of everything, and this is the energy that we're in. So I know a lot of people are blaming like one person, this person, that person, but no. If you study civilization, if you study history, you study timing, you study all the things, you would know that we were always going ready to hit this. Okay, so the one thing I want to say is one thing I'm seeing: people are not understanding we're at the beginning of this. You're going to have to pace yourself, or you are not going to make it over to the new world. You are going to have to pace yourself, or you are not going to make it over to the new world and through the shift. Period. That is really important, guys. We are at the very beginning of it. You think you really seen something, you have not yet. Okay? We're at the so much at the beginning. People are going to have to learn how to really get centered, to get calm and chaos and this and another. And people who are not aware or not, you know, not willing to let go of the old world are going to have a very tough time. And not to say all of us are not going to be there, because there's going to be things I'm going to miss in the old world. It's going to be things that I'm going to be like, dang, that's leaving, that's going. Why we got to go away from that? I'm going to have it. I'm still a human being. I'm still here having the same experiences y'all have. So I'm going to have moments of, it's like we're going to be bringing in the new, but we're also going to be mourning the what's leaving, right? Because when you think about it, when you go through, let's bring it down on the people end, okay? Let's bring it down on the people end, because that usually is where we can really get that going. Let's talk about it from that space. So when you go through a major shift in life, okay, and you are experiencing, right, whatever that may be, and you start seeing that, okay, I have to leave this job, I have to leave this city, I have to leave this, wherever you are in the world, you can, if you really are in tune with yourself, you begin to tell that you are about to shift. The first thing that, some things that starts to happen, you start disconnecting from the things you used to like to do, and you start bringing in the things that you like to do now, the people that you used to connect with, because you guys are no longer on the same vibration timeline, whatever that may be. Sometimes your friendships will end, your relationships will end, and you'll move to a new relationship, new friendship. These are all cycles that are very much studied and already talked about. Because you're being taught a dumbed down system that tells you that everything is linear and everything is one way or this way, you don't understand just the basic cycles of humanity and being a person in this world. And so that's what that really is. So that gives you a lot of confusion. You don't realize that, hey, I'm supposed to be growing through cycles because I'm human. So that's really important. And then thank you for the compliment. So that's just really important, guys, that you understand that. And so the shifts, as they happen on a personal level, they always are happening too on a global level, on a community level, on a city level, on a country level, continent level, this, that, and other. So we're going through one of the biggest shifts for humanity through the next 7 to 14 years, and it's going to determine how the next decades are happening. Okay, So this is why you're seeing a lot of people talking about the global shift, talking about timeline splits, talking about the Great Divide. They talking about, banking collapsing, new structures coming in as far as cryptocurrency. This is where you're seeing all this information from, and it just seems like, oh my God, it's a lot. But I'm trying to give y'all in layman's terms what is really going on. So if you're a soul and you hear me today, and you're here right now, and you're here on this earth, you decided to come in and help humanity through this shift. I don't care who you are, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what you got going on, I don't care how much money you got, how much money you don't have. You decided as one point to be part of the shift. You could be the antagonizers on the shift. You could be the people that help people. You could be the person that is leading something. You could be the person that, is totally sovereign. Doesn't matter. You have already decided that. Okay? You wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. As simple as that. Okay, so that's about it about the economic shift. And it's different for every country. You're gonna have to determine for your country, what have you guys already went through, what have you already experienced, what have y'all already figured out, what do y'all still have to work through. Okay, that's gonna tell you pretty much how it's gonna be in your country. The United States has one of the biggest one because we're the youngest. We haven't been through a lot. We've been through some things, but not most of other countries. um and we still have a lot to figure out. Okay, and then it's like united, but it's also the great divided, right? Every single structure you can imagine to divide people's in the United States. So they thought of every single divided thing you can come up with. It's all here. And then we're the bank of the world, so we have a lot to deal with. Okay, a lot to deal with. Bank being the bank of the world doesn't mean that the citizens get to partake in a lot of different things that are healthy for human beings. Doesn't matter what race you is, whatever. That's just the structure of the U.S. Okay, it's an extraction place. It's a place where you make money. It is a place that is set up for business first and people second. Doesn't mean it will be that always. It's just where is it today, right? We don't know what the U.S. will turn into. We don't know what other countries will turn onto. We definitely know what the powers that want to be have in place now or are trying to do for certain things, but the people will determine it on each land what it will be, because if you accept it, then that's what it will be. But if you don't accept it, then it won't be that, right? So that's why this is a great change, but we're at the beginning of it. So pace yourself. I can't stress this enough. One of my jobs on this journey is to midwife y'all into the new world. Not everybody, because everybody ain't gonna make it, unfortunately. But those that are aligned and can hear me and can get my message, I'm here to help you guys to get to that new world. Okay, I'm gonna be sitting in the in between, So now let's get into being a mirror, because this is critical. This is gonna help you through this. And do y'all know what a mirror mean? I can't see the numbers or nothing like that, and I don't really go live often. And I'm gonna work to pull us into a different community when I have the time to set it up. Do y'all know what a mirror means? Somebody drop in the comments if y'all know what a mirror means. I don't know how many people on this live, or you're gonna watch it after replay. Still drop in the comments what you believe a mirror is. You know what a mirror is? So let me explain to you what a mirror is. So a mirror, of course, is a mirror you look through. You have the physical mirror that you see in your house that you look through, you see yourself. But you are mirrors to other people. People are mirrors to you. Okay? And so you have to keep that in mind with your interaction with people. Okay? Now we're going to talk into some things that you guys need to start becoming aware of, because this is going to help you get through the times ahead. And many people, they don't understand when they are a mirror. Some of us are more potent mirrors than others, and some of us are more softer mirrors than others. Or we all have different types of mirrors, right? Etc. So when you're in relations with others, this goes beyond relationships, like personal relationships, because people always think, oh, it is personal relationships, that's all they talk about. No, everything's a relationship. Relationship with yourself is first. Relationship with whatever faith you have. So we don't do one of the divided constructs here. We don't care what you believe in. It's said here, everybody's welcome. We need everybody to get on a chord of understanding who they are and what their purpose is this lifetime. So whatever faith you have, that's totally fine. There's a relationship with that. You will have a mirror relationship with yourself. Okay, then you have relationships with your family, your friends, your co-workers, your business partners, your mate, etc. So everything is a relationship. You even have a relationship with your pet, right? You have a relationship with your plants. If you don't take care of your plants. You're not being in a relationship with your plants would die. Everything is a relationship. And because we have been dumbed down to not understand that, we don't get that we're all mirroring relationship to each other. Okay. So when you think about being a mirror to each other, what happens? When you look at each other, and um, you have interactions with a person, and that person you may think, okay, we're in alignment, this, that, another, etc. If that person has not worked through their triggers and they haven't worked through their trauma, you may mirror something to them that they experienced in their life a long time ago, and then they get triggered and traumatized, or they may get triggered into growing. So you have several things that once you are anytime you go into anytime you're in relationship with other people, you automatically are mirroring to each other. So when people be like, oh, I want a calm nervous system, I want this, I want that. Yes, that's the purpose of understanding when you have alignment. But you also are supposed to be growing too. If you're not in relation with other people, there's no way you're growing as a human being. If you're not in relation with other people, and I'm talking about close relationships, there is no way you're growing as a human being, because you have to have mirrors that are projecting to you things that you still need to address. Okay? And a lot of people, like the US, I can talk about from living in the US, we very much are an individualistic society, very much ego driven, very much business minded, very much me, 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 me. So we don't have, and then a lot of people are getting to this individual thing, because that's the great divide, because really it's a trick in it all just to make sure you guys are separated so y'all don't stand up. That's all it is. So, or quickly. You see how other countries are already doing stuff, and everybody's like, why is the US not doing it? Because we've been taught to be individuals, okay? So it's going to be a process. So just pray for those U.S. citizens and all the U.S. citizens, so they begin to realize that we're supposed to be in a relationship with each other. That's just going to be a process. That's years long of training, decades, etc., and so forth. I'm going to go through that. Yeah, we're going back to the mirror. So as a person, your objective here on this earth is to grow and evolve through each cycle. Cycles are 7 years, 9 years, every 15 years. If you go back and you really think through your life, and you really begin to assess what happened when I was 7 years old, what happened when I was 14, when I was 30, these ages I just named, 9 years old, and really think about if you had very significant shifts in your life. I can tell you have. You have to start doing the work to understand what those shifts were and how they triggered you into your trauma, and what that trauma is, and how does that show up in your personality today, and how do you know when that has been triggered or mirrored to you. You will continue to run into the same mirror until you address whatever that is inside of you. This is what people are saying when they say, okay, the people around you, I can tell what type of person you're going to be. Give me your first 7 years. I can tell you what type of man or woman that person's going to be. What's the other thing that you say, like just like layman terms that you hear? The people you spend the most time with, them the people that are going to show you your life, because y'all are being mirrors to each other, right? So that's why they're saying that, because you are here to be in relation with other people. Okay. So when you are being a mirror to somebody, and you could unconsciously be a mirror. You could just be living your life as the person that you are, and just being you. And you could have like walked into a room or had a meeting with somebody, and you're just being you, and you've triggered somebody else, and they don't even know they haven't done their work, they haven't did anything, so they have no clue that they're triggered. They're just reacting to, oh, this, that, and the other, right? Okay. So they don't have the right energy, or they could be like that person, they bother me for some reason. That could just be alignment. Y'all not on the same path. That's totally fine. Let everybody do what they got to do, this and another. I'm talking about people that were purposely put into your life, even if it's for you, or you were put into their life, and y'all are supposed to grow to a next level evolution wise. Some people will run from that. Some people will begin to attack that thing, because that is a different thing that they're experiencing at that time, and they're like, no, I want to hold on to the old me. Do y'all starting to see what I'm saying? So when people be like, oh, I was really just trying to help that person, and then they begin to attack me, That's because you mirrored something back to them that they were supposed to grow from, but because they couldn't, they for some reason triggered and they went into attack mode instead of growing, you then get attacked. But that doesn't mean you stay in it. That means, okay, if you, once you realize a person is not deciding to grow, you have to then disconnect from that person, because that then becomes dangerous for you. Does that make sense now? Do y'all see what happens or what's happening and so forth? And so you've been taught that everything's forever, people are forever, your family is this, your family is that, this, that, and other, etc. But you're going to start learning as things continue to happen that is way bigger than that. Okay. And so I'm just kind of giving you guys some preview to some things you're going to start learning so you can get prepared for what's the information is going to come in. Because it's going to be very overwhelming. I'm just going to be honest with you. For you guys that have not been studying and not been aware and are still in certain programs, because everybody's on a different side of the journey than most people and so forth. We're going to, it's those of us like me, a lot of souls out here that are going to be midwifing you into the new world. Okay. It's not just me. It's going to be plenty. And you're going to be able to tell who's those genuine people are by saying, hey, you're going to have to study yourself. These are the things you need to listen for. You need to study yourself. You need to figure out what your soul is here to do. You're supposed to have an earthly experience. You have to make sure you are staying in the earthly experience, because that's part of your soul evolution. You can come to me and I can give you some surface level things, but you're going to have to do your own work. Okay. You can follow me while I build this structure. You can definitely work within that structure with me, those type of things. But you also need to be a sovereign soul. If a person is saying you absolutely have to follow me and go my way is the highway, this, that, and other, those people are on the old program. That program is dying. Do y'all see what I'm saying now? Can y'all tell the difference? I'm giving y'all clues because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come up as things shift and things get revealed in the world. Okay, people are going to be looking for community, people are going to be looking for homes, and some people are going to take advantage of that. That's just the way of the world. We got all different type of people here, all different type of souls, spirits, etc., and so forth. So the mirror is so critical to your human evolution, and you being a mirror is tough too, especially if you're one to be a mirror that has to help people to that next level, because you're going to be a trigger. Rather, and you just being you could just be walking in the room and just smiling, and you done triggered somebody to a level of whatever it is, and then they get on attack mode. That's when you know you really are a mirror, and you can probably experience it, see it through your life. But everybody's a mirror, but everybody has different levels of mirroring. Okay. Meaning some of us are here to mirror the collective and really help them. Some of us are like one-on-one mirrors for certain people in our lives. Some of us are mirrors for, you know, personal individuals, for ourselves, those type of things. So you just got to keep that in mind. Now, when you are dealing with a mirror, okay, because not only are you a mirror to somebody, people are mirroring back to you. So that's probably the hardest thing that you're going to have to deal with, right? You're going to have to be like, okay, why did I just have this same experience with this person? No matter what industry, modality it is, no matter what type of relationship it is, if you really sit down and do your pattern, you'll be like, okay, obviously I have not figured out what's in me that has stopped me from having the same experience. And you're going to have to do your work. And that's the only way that's going to change. This is what people are not explaining. They're not telling you fully what is really happening. And so you'll continue to have that same mirror in your life until you let go of that we call it program, but let go of that thing within you that keeps attracting that. That's why people say it's all about who you are, what you attract into your life, and so forth. And that's the experiences you have in the life. Now, don't get it twisted with you're a human being, so you're going to experience ups and downs. Don't get that twisted with you're not supposed to have any bad experiences, because that's the other thing that people don't tell you, that you're supposed to just have always be peachy keen. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's not how it goes. You are here to have the full life experiences, which is all the things, okay? Meaning you're going to have ups, downs, joys, happiness, sorrows, figuring it out, whatever that journey is for you, and so forth. And that is always going to be the case if you are a human being. So you have to like really understand that. And then but if you see the pattern, if you see something repeating, that's when you know that's a mirror and that's something that you need to address, right? It's different when you have an emergency, you gotta get a roof, car breakdown, need a transmission, those type of things. Them are life things, right? Because you're living life, you're driving cars, things wear down. You gotta buy phones, you drop your phone. That's normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a pattern where you see like, okay, in this business realm or whatever it is, relationship realm, I keep running into the same individual, but they're in a different package. What is it about me that keeps allowing me to attract that in? Whatever it may be. My family, uses me and doesn't have any type of reciprocal relationship with me. They don't really pour back into me the way I pour back into them, and I'm spending my last and everything, and I have not learned that just because they're my family, they still have to have a reciprocal relationship with me. What is that mirror that you have to deal with? Because everybody has a different mirror that they have to face, right? And that is the thing that you have to do. And until you face it, your body will continue to tell you haven't faced it, or your mind. This is why people are a lot of depressed. A lot of people have high anxiety. This is why people feel very, whatever it may be, stuck, anxious, those type of things, because they are not doing the self work. The self work is not pretty. It's very difficult. So this message is not for everybody because everybody ain't gonna do it, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest. Just like everybody ain't gonna take the time to build a business, everybody ain't gonna take the time to do the self work on themselves. It's just, it is what it is. That's just how the world goes. And some people are not here to do the work on themselves. Some people are just here to give us the experience of life and be in the world and just be kind of the different things so we can have different experiences in life. They're not here to do their work. But for those that are really here to do their work, it's because each one of us have assigned people to us. I don't care. Has nothing to do with title. We talking about souls now. The title never mattered, just to be honest. The structure really, yeah, we're in it, but that stuff don't matter. It's the soul. So every soul has assigned souls to them. So as long as you are doing your work, your souls that are assigned to you will grow, right? And it's not to like help everybody grow. You want to grow, the other person wants to grow, the people that are willing to grow want to grow, and the people who won't, they'll usually disconnect from you and they'll move on and they'll just get stuck in their own thing, whatever that is. And that's okay too. You can't make other people do things that they don't want to do. That is not your objective here in this life. All you can do is be who you are, embody what you're supposed to embody, and love yourself fully. That's what you have to get to. That's why people say that. You have to learn how to get deep down to self-love and what your triggers are and what your traumas is, because you're going to get triggered. You're going to have trauma. You're here experiencing the world. So once you have those things, what do you do to come out of it? How are you sitting with yourself and taking time to deal with that trauma or trigger you just had? I was in the sun. I was hot, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. And what are you doing to make sure you are not operating from that trauma or trigger for years? Because some people operate from their trauma and triggers for decades, for their whole entire life. I've seen it. I know people that are in it. I got people I love that are in their trigger and traumas for their whole entire life, and they are refusing to let it go. But guess what? I can't do nothing for them until they decide to let it go. Because they may be a danger to me. Do you get what I'm saying? This is why people are talking about this more and more. You're seeing like, everybody's like, oh, all the family conversations are happening right now, right? Because the structure of the family has to change and it has to grow and it has to become more than what you were taught. And we have to begin to deal with the things that we have not dealt with. I need to look up the date, 1979. Somebody write that in the comment for me. So I definitely need to look up the date. Okay. That was a year after I was born. But that date is significant, evidently. I keep seeing it. Okay, so anyway, listen, you're going to have to make sure that as things continue to be changed and be dealt with, you're going to have to make sure that you are doing your part in it. And that's all you can do. You can't yes, we have other people we take care of. We have things we're over. We have things that we're leading. We have things that, because you lead yourself every day. Okay. So when I say that, y'all, the first person you lead every day is yourself. So you are a leader regardless if you understand if you got the title or not. So stop. The structure, definitely confuses us all and always has us in this thing of, oh, this person got this title, that person got that title, and this, that, and other. And it really is not. Y'all, I'm just, yeah. Y'all start realizing it soon. But anyway, it's all about what we are here to do and mirror. That has a lot to do with it. It's deeper than that, but if we can just start there, let's stay there. And a lot of the things have to be redone because there's no way that we would have all the things that are happening in the earth right now if it was okay. We wouldn't have a global pedophile ring. We wouldn't have so much famine. We wouldn't have slavery still happening. We wouldn't have hanging still happening. We wouldn't have so many people being homelessness and work. We wouldn't have all the things we're still happening that's still happening for people if that wasn't the case. If things didn't need to shift and change, we wouldn't have the protection because there's a lot of protection that's happening that are in a lot of different structures and systems that absolutely should not be protected. Pedophiles, rapists, etc. And they're in a lot of systems that a lot of y'all are still upholding and part of. And they're protecting those things. And that's why the great change has to happen because humanity has to get to another level or humanity will perish. Simple as that. Okay, so, but the energy is there for us to get to the next level. That's the thing. We actually have the energy to do it. We actually have the energy to do it and not perish. Don't get fooled by the people who are still looking at the old information and the old doctrine and the old this and the old that. No. Humanity actually has the energy access to do it this time. That's the difference. That's why you're seeing so many people saying, hey, we got to deconstruct this. We got to deconstruct that. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. It's because we actually have the energy available to us to do it this time right. That's the good thing about it all. We already won in the spirit realm. So, but the people got to click in and realize we already won. Because the 3D, people don't just let go of things and don't let things die just because it's time for it to go. Keep that in mind as you see the shift and you see things happening, you see things get tight, because things are going to change really quickly here over the next 3 months. Okay. So what I will say is that just know that there's plenty of us out here that are helping you to get to the midlife world. And some of us, all of us have different things. All of us have different traits. All of us have different characteristics. But trust me, baby, we out here. And we doing it, okay? So, and we gonna help who we can. We ain't self in danger though, but we gonna help who we can and who's aligned with us and who can go. Right? If we see you a danger because you want to hold on to whatever trigger that was, the old world, whatever that may be, you haven't dealt with your own work, we can't be around you because our work is too critical for the whole. Hopefully that makes sense. So, what I will tell you guys is to make sure you stay aligned with what you should be aligned with, because that's the reason why I called the fast, because before the world gets very noisy, because it's about to happen, it's gonna happen really quickly. I want you to start getting some traits and some tools I'm gonna start giving to you guys so you can make it through the noise, okay? Because you think it's noisy now, baby, we're at the beginning. Remember, we're at the very beginning, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later. Be blessed.